There's underscore no underscore money underscore in underscore here dot 3GP, a serious creepypasta. It all started 3.5 weeks ago. It was a normal Sunday in mid-February at 12:32 p.m. in Springfield. I was walking home from my job at the power plant when I saw a yard sale. A normal-looking yard sale or so, I thought. When I walked up to the stand, I saw they had a DVD case of Spongebob SquarePants, a favorite childhood show of mine. But something was off about the case. It shows SpongeBob in his normal form, though his eyes were wrong, too realistic. And it was black and white. It was a very basic cover with only Spongebob on it and text that read, SpongeBob Episodes 00019. I thought it was weird it said episodes when it only listed one. I bought it anyway, and when I got it home and put in my DVD player, something was maybe off. The DVD menu was very basic, like the case cover, with artwork of Mr. Krabs, but wrong. He was oversaturated and staring directly into the camera in a rather creepy fashion. I shrugged it off and hit the large button that read, play. It started the only episode listed, and the title was, There's No Money in Here, which I thought was weird because I not remember an episode called that, but I shrugged it off. Once the episode started, though, is when everything went downhill. It started with a titled card with basic white text on a blue backdrop saying, There's no money in here, which I thought was weird because SpongeBob episodes don't usually have title cards like that. It then cut to Mr. Krabs saying, only $10,000. I'll just subtract it from today's profits. But I noticed the colors were less saturated than usual, and it was quite a low quality. The pitch of the audio was also deep, and it was slowed down slightly for some reason, which I thought was weird, but I shrugged it off. But when he opened the cash register, nothing was in it, and it held out on that hyper-detailed and realistic image of the empty cash register for too long. But then, after a moment, Mr. Koss started saying, today's profits, over and over and over and over and over and over again, with a weird distorted high pitch. Then the audio got really loud when Mr. Krabs said, and there's no money in here, how delightful. And it was really weird because the screen was distortioning all over the place with weird sound effects and laughing. But I shrugged it off and kept watching the video. But then the sounds got even louder, and Mr. Krabs started literally screaming and freaking out with weird overlays of himself laughing. SpongeBob said, Squidward, I'm getting worried about Mr. Krabs, but his voice was distorted too. Mr. Krabs was literally screaming at the top of his lungs and crying out in an ear-hurting loudliness about the no money. The screaming was so realistic and loud, I almost shitted. By this point, the entire screen was full of strange imagery and ghastly ghouls that resembled distorted and hyper-realistic. Sir Krabs having a breakdown while the screaming and cackling continued. He just kept saying there's no money in here over and over while screaming overlaid all of the audio. Eventually, it cut to only Mr. Krabs freaking out with horrid and horrible hyper-detailed images, flashing on screen with reverie-st audio of Mr. Krabs screaming, getting fast and faster. Then I noticed a hyper-realistic image of Mr. Krabs looking demonic was slowly fading in until it cut back to the empty register again. Shortle there after the first audio of Mr. Krabs saying a boy $10,000 play, but at the normal speed and pitch again. But when he was about to say, and there's no money in here, a horrifying hyper-realistic scream played with more distorted visions of Mr. Krabs freaking out and dying, while a new hyper-realistic image faded in of Mr. Krabs looking sad and depressed and dead-looking, like he was a rotting corpse left in an alley. But then the video ended, and my computer, blue screen and bricked. It wouldn't ever turn on again. I tried to de-stree the tape in my oven after seeing this, and it worked. I throw the burnt DVD in the dumpster and got rid of it so no one would ever see it again. But then this morning I got an email from an unknown sender saying, there's no money in here. I literally almost shitted in my pants seeing that, and I had to get new pants. The next day, the tape appeared again on my doorstep, and I shitted my pants so hard I had to be escorted to the ER the end.